Hey guys, it is Jack here, and today we're going to be messing around with the V8 Supercar. So in terms of hierarchy in the GT hoppers on the featured multiplayer, the V8 Supercar is definitely not a car of choice. It is very much on the lower end. It is not that bad lap time wise, but where it struggles most is the raceability of the car. So right here in qualifying, I'm able to take the lines I want. I'm able to slowly get back on the power. This car is very difficult to put the power down. So I actually am using the Sport TC option for traction control, trying to give myself a little bit more of an advantage getting out of the corners, just being a little bit more consistent. So I'm not constantly spinning the rear tires when I'm having to battle other cars. So really taking nice smooth lines, trying to maximize every single apex you can. It is really important to kind of straight line your exits. Try to make this car get off the corners as smoothly and as fastly as you can. Here we're going to really try and straighten out the car right before we turn back into the right side. And right here, this is always a tricky corner, especially in Forza because of the sun. But pretty much once you crest the hill right there, and you start heading back down, that's when you want to really get on the brakes. A lot of the times in this track, in this game, you will have a horrible glare from the sun blocking your vision of that corner. Now, in most GT cars, this is flat, and this one you really do got to feather the throttle just a little bit. Now, again, just really trying to make sure we get a nice, clean, straight line exit going as fast as we can. This corner right here, the upcoming right-hander, you really want to just abuse this curve. Minimize your braking, lift off as early as possible. Here you want to brake hard a little bit later, trying to really get that car pointed back, and that's going to finish our qualifying lap. And starting in third, we are off. Now this car is dreadful off the line, so we bogged down right away. We're off to a bad start, already back deep in the pack. Boys, you know what happens next. The chaos is about to start. In this race, we get bullied. First, we have Senior in silver Porsche. He absolutely just forgets to brake, flies through, somehow manages to not get a penalty, which is somewhat impressive. So now I'm just trying to play it nice and safe, and Senior Porsche comes back, gives me a nice little shove off the track. Yeah, I'm not too happy with it already. Lap one, we've already been hit twice by this guy. I watch him hitting another one. I just give him a nice little whack up the outside of his bumper, and we'll, you know what, call it even. Until Mr. Rude Viper shows up and gives me a nice hello. And a Corvette. And another Corvette's gonna send it. Forza glue himself into me and spin himself out. Tragic. So maybe now we can finally get in the groove of things. So we're gonna lift through here, try and really get a good exit. And oh, there's the Porsche back, and we're still on lap one. Let's see what the Porsche's got for us. He's gonna cut in front of us, and Rexy Porsche is gonna save us and spin out the silver Porsche. Hopefully we don't have to deal with that guy anymore for the rest of the lap. So now here we go. Now you can see the one advantage of the V8 Supercar, and it is the only one because it's clearly not getting off the corner. But once we can finally get the power down, finally going full throttle, we can pull outside of the Porsche, make a nice little move. Now I'm not going to sweep back out to the outside. I want to make sure I have a good line. I'm going to just park it on the apex, make sure he can't get by, park it perfectly, and he makes a brand new apex on the grass, makes a nice little pass on us, and kind of rudely chops in front of us, which just slows us down enough for the Audi to get by. Let's resume the action a little bit later in the lap, trying to make our way through. Once again, we have a good little run. We do have to lift in this corner, trying to make sure we don't fly wide. We're going to attempt to make a little bit of a move around the outside, but not much is working there. So let's try and get a nice good exit, make another run at it. So remember, in this corner, absolutely abuse this curve. Turn in early. I didn't use enough, but you can really gain a lot of time by really going after that corner. So let's focus on getting a nice smooth exit here, get another run on this Porsche. I think we definitely have lap time over him. So if I can get in front of him, I can pull away. I just need to make sure I get by him, park the apex again. Hopefully this time he doesn't sneak back underside. But here we go. We're going to go into the corner. I'm going to take it in a little bit too deep, allow him, and he's going to push me wide on the exit again. And honestly, I'm not too fan of that, so I'm going to give him a little bump. Not too happy. I'm going to show the nose to him again. Maybe get a little bit of revenge. Just send a little message. So I'm a little bit annoyed at this point in the race. I've been hit quite a few times. So we're gonna try and really dive bomb him here. So I'm committed. I'm just, no matter what, I'm going up the inside in this corner. So here we go. I'm gonna try and look like I'm gonna push him out a little bit wide. He gets a little bit nervous, maybe expecting the payback, and the payback just happens. It is lovely and it feels good when you really didn't have to do too much to get some karma. Now making our way through, getting another good exit, trying to see what kind of action we can make moving forward in the race. We're going to pull inside of the Audi early. We're just going to take a nice little shallow line. The Bentley gets held up by the Ferrari big time, and he did not want to give us the inside line. So we got bumped and bruised a little bit more, but it's okay. We got the straight line speed. We'll see what we can do into the next corner. It is not over yet. We're going to make an amazing move on the inside, and we're going to hit the brakes. We're going to outbrake the Audi, but what on earth? That Ferrari just way overslowed in that corner. It's still my fault for hitting him, but I was not prepared for a car to slow down that much in front of me. It definitely caught me off guard. So now we got Dale Jr. sitting behind us. He's going to make a little move around the outside. We're just going to get a little bit loose on the exit, and there we go. Just struggling to put that power down. You can see it's done. And rejoining here later in the lap again, we're going to try and make a move around the outside here. Maybe making it 3 wide. That's a little bit too risky. We're just going to kind of hover behind this Lambo and cut back inside. I see that he's going to start to push wide. I try and get back on the throttle. And we're going to make a little bit of a late lunge here. We're going to try and hold the inside the best we can. A little bit of contact, but we do eventually make it through with a little bit of beating and banging. But after what's happened in this race so far, I think it's all fair. As it goes with the Corvette losing control, being a little bit too aggressive on the curbs and the throttle. Really important just to keep these cars smooth, especially if you're not using traction control. Just be smooth as you can on the throttle. So here we go, making another run down the long straight. Maybe we can get enough of a speed advantage going into the corner here where they're stuck behind that yellow Ferrari again. So I expect them to really be slowed down and not going to be able to have a run, but maybe we can pass this Ferrari right on the exit here. We have a nice good run on the outside where we will complete the pass. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get to complete this race. There was just one last incident that really kind of ended it for me. Trying to gain up some ground, we made our pit stop a little bit earlier than some of the cars, so we were going to be able to make up some time on the people who were trying to one stop or trying to make one more lap out of the medium's work. So we got a nice little run. So we're going to go right around the outside of this Corvette, but nope, he's not really happy about us passing right around the outside, and he's just gonna fully wipe us out. So that was the end of this race, unfortunately, but we move on to a second race I did in the V8 Supercar that was a little bit more friendly. So we are off. We are at Indy Grand Prix in the rain, and you can see once again we don't really get the best of starts, but with the superior straight line speed on this track, it's actually a little bit more close to the other cars. But in this race, I actually want to talk a little bit more about the standards and tiers of what the cars are. So unfortunately, Forza is slightly a bit pay to win right now, with some of the day one DLC cars being the fastest cars in both the touring car lobby and the Forza GT lobby. The Volkswagen Golf is by far the fastest car. It isn't great on tire wear, which makes it somewhat more competitive and balanced. But in GT, the Audi R8 is by far the best car to use. It lap time wise and everything. Now, there are other cars that are close enough to where if you're somewhat close on pace, you can kind of give it a good go. It's not going to make or break the lobby unless someone is an alien in that lobby. Someone in an Audi is probably not going to be guaranteed to win that race. But once we move down from the Audi, you have cars like the Acura NSX, which you've seen me use, the Corvette C8R. It's not too fast on the straights, but it is fairly competitive. The BMW M8 as well is also very competitive, along with the BMW M6. Those are the cars I'd kind of rate in the good tier. In the mid tier, you have pretty much the rest of the GT cars, aside from what we're driving here. The V8 supercars, they're really misplaced. And hopefully, and I think they will, actually get their own class once more cars are added to the game and the game's expanded a little bit longer. I do believe that Forza is going to implement their own series for the V8 supercars, which will be good. And hopefully we also can see a new Lamborghini race car to replace the track day car that's currently in the group. Now, if you're still watching this far into the video, I would just like to say thank you, and if you don't mind, leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. But now I wanted to talk a little bit about what this channel is all about. For me, I am a massive racing fan, and Forza Motorsport is my easiest outlet. I don't always have a lot of free time, but I can always hop on the couch, sit down and play a couple races. And I would like to start hosting some more private lobbies. So if anyone in the comments is interested, just go ahead, write your gamer tag down there, or you can see my gamer tags right there, and just shoot me an invite or shoot me a message sometime, and we can group up and do some races together. So that is for the gaming side, but there's also a real life aspect to what I want to do on the channel, and real life racing is my passion. So I will be attending the Rolex 24 at Daytona. That's the first race I'm going to be going to next year. I'm going to be filming a lot at the track, and I actually want to try and do some interviews with some of the drivers. So that's a little bit of background on what I want to do with the channel. Just for now is just to continue making fun racing videos, just talking about what we see on track when guys just miss their braking zones, like Mr. Porsche right here, and sharing this content, maybe helping grow more of a Forza community. There's not always a guarantee when you hop into the public lobbies that you're going to have a clean race with clean drivers, and it would be nice to get to the point where we could just send out a message somewhere in the Discord or something and hop into a race and get 24 players into a private lobby where we can actually get a little bit longer races. And because we know everyone in there will tend to be clean, we can do a lot more fun. So next Friday, I'm planning on hosting a race at 7 o'clock. If anyone is interested, it will be a 50-lap oval race on Eagle Rock Speedway with the Formula Mazdas. If that sounds interesting to you and you'd like to hop into that, just go ahead and leave a comment down below and say you'd be interested, and I'll try and make sure we can get as many people into that race as possible. And that's pretty much where I want to wrap this video up today. Talking about the V8 supercar, unless you are very, very quick, I do not recommend it. It's a fun car to drive, but we'll leave it at that for now. It's just a fun car to drive. When they finally start and have a V8 supercar class of its own, I feel like it'll be pretty darn popular. But as always, thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to be working on trying to get more of a daily upload, if you will. So I'll try my best, and you guys hold me to it. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good night.